Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the video. And like I said, for the first starting off for this year of 2020, so we get to my top worst and best films of 2019. So now time for all it is. So now it's time for me to do what I said: do the worst, then follow up with the best. So here's the name of my top 10 worst films of 2019. Now, whether I choose these when I choose these films, whether it's all subjective, it's all in my opinion. Though, if you disagree, that's fine. I hold nothing against anybody who will for their own whatever think is better or worse. So, but in my opinion, these are my top 10 worst films of 2019. But just really quick, just to give a few, but just really quick, give a few honorable, well, in this case, dishonorable mentions. There, I didn't pick on my list though, but here are three mentions that I also think also sucked in 2019. First off, two of these are remakes, which they should have been made in the first place because the original is always better. First off, is the remake of Pet Sematary and Jacob's Ladder. Now, first with Pet Sematary, I won't get too much into these because I'll eventually review them later down the road. But Pet Sematary, like with Jacob's Ladder, pointless remakes that did not need to be made. Especially Jacob's Ladder, since Jacob's Ladder is a classic and Tim Robbins did a great job in that movie. Jacob's Ladder, this new one, nothing holds nothing what the original didn't have like the suspense or the scares or whatever, which this film didn't even need no scares anyway. Didn't had no scares anyway. Pet Sematary. What I said about Pet Sematary is Jason Clarke, with his character compared to what the guy was in the original, he's just seeming more unlikable. John Lithgow I like though, but I knew he was gonna die because he played the older guy from the original Ether. We knew he was gonna die anyway. The only little difference is the switch. You know, instead of the baby boy, it's the older daughter that gets killed and brought back to life. So it was the switch instead. Pointless remakes, and like I said, how many like more? Which actually there's a remake that that's one of my favorites of last year, which I reviewed already. You people should know what it is. It says it's the best remake I've seen in a while. So to me, it's better than both these remakes, and that film did things differently, and it wasn't a carbon copy. So, but you probably know what it is because I already reviewed it. So, but that's on my favorites list. So hey, 3 remakes, 1 I really did enjoy, 2 suck. So, mentions Jacob's Ladder, Pet Sematary. The next one before I get to the 10 is Men in Black International, unfunny, bad CGI. Chris Hemsworth just stop doing comedies right now. Oh, because the thing would be money because he teamed up with Tessa Thompson. You know, they were both Thor and Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok. But it's funny how with this girl who joins the Men in Black, she just all of a sudden just knows everything about the Men in Black. So that's the dumb thing. So just real quick, I'll rant on that one time though. But Men in Black International sucked, and that's easily the worst in the franchise. Yeah, Men in Black 2 was lackluster though, the second one, but that is much better than this one. So yeah, Men in Black International sucked. So now getting into the top 10 now of my worst of 2019. Starting with top number 10, which I got here. I got for cheap during the Black Friday, and that is of Hellboy. Yeah, so the new reboot of Hellboy. And this totally sucks because this is directed by Neil Marshall, which honestly anybody could have directed this reboot, but Neil Marshall directed this, and I like The Descent. 2005, and I love Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers, my favorite werewolf movie. Good mixture of good characters, especially the lead guy, Sean Pertwee as a Sarge. Good cast of characters, especially the leading Cunningham, who plays a good asshole as well. But it is a mix of good, perfect, well balance of well, comedy and the gore and humor, and especially well done practical effects of the werewolf suits as well. I love Dog Soldiers, and I like The Descent. Here, I mean, anybody could have directed this movie, but yes, it sucked that Neil Marshall directed this. And the main problem is that David Harbour, and I'm sorry, I probably mentioned this before, I did not see him in Stranger Things, so I cannot judge. I'm one of the few people around here that still have not watched the show. I said before, I was never interested in Stranger Things. I'm now interested of seeing the show. I know David Harbour, he was in the show. I can't judge him how he was in the show, but I can judge him on this. To me, he sucked as Hellboy. He's nowhere near good as Ron Perlman was. And there's the thing, because here, people they say the people behind these says no to a third Hellboy film with the return of Ron Perlman as Hellboy and director Guillermo del Toro. They both wanted a third film, and they said no to that, so we get a shitty reboot. Yeah, this time the difference is this film is R-rated. It has more gore to it. But the thing is, with the other two Hellboy films with Ron Perlman, had a good sense of levity, a little bit of heart, and with the badass Hellboy by Ron Perlman and Selma Blair as well as Liz and good cast of characters, and Jeffrey Dahmer, Doug Jones as Abe. So those two films were good, and then number two I prefer better than the first one, honestly. So, but here, no. Mila Jovovich was a shitty villain. Ian McShane, I like Ian McShane, but nothing, especially nothing else with the side characters as well. So, but David Harbour is the main reason. He's not Ron Perlman. To me, he sucked as Hellboy. Yeah, well, there's this more blood and gore, and it's R-rated. But it doesn't matter though. But this is not what the first two ones was. As the thing, it's just they should have made a third film, not do another reboot. And this film bombed, and to me it deserved it, because this film bombed. I wonder if they made a third film with Guillermo del Toro, Ron Perlman come back, maybe it would have made a little bit more money. But no. So, I'll give more details when I fully rant on Hellboy, but probably to say the obviously clear, the main reason David Harbour sucked, and to me, I don't know if he's playing the ultimately, I have no interest in seeing Black Widow anyway, where he plays Red Guardian. He's like the Russian Captain America. I have no interest. He sucked in Hellboy. I have no interest in seeing Black Widow, especially with him as Red Guardian. It's like, So yeah, that's number 10, Hellboy. Number 9, Doom Annihilation. They should not make any film that has a title Annihilation, because there was one other film that had Annihilation in its title, and that was Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and that film sucked. That's a true piece of garbage. No other film should have the name Annihilation in its name, otherwise it's gonna suck. Mortal Kombat Annihilation sucked. This film sucked, and this makes the 2005 one with Carl Urban and Dwayne Johnson look like a masterpiece compared to this shit. And the whole thing with this woman the lead being female, yeah, the whole thing. Nowadays they're putting everything feminist nowadays, but I'm not a sexist or anything, but just like I said, I see what they're putting into in movies nowadays. Now we're putting this Doom movie with this woman who's like, especially it's funny when she carries the BFG and it's like twice her size, which is very laughable. And but you make another shitty Doom. Well, not another, because probably understandable because people still probably don't like the 2005 Doom movie. But to me, I enjoyed the film. But you make this shitty Doom film, and instead of doing like a regular, like in the realm of hardcore Henry, if you want to put it that way, make it like that point of view POV shot, and just being like how the game was, like, be POV shot and just kicking demon ass basically. It's not that it doesn't have to be that hard. Why does it make it like another one, like one of these? And this looks more cheaper than the one from the Doom 5 from 2005 was. Characters are forgettable, and I think for what I remember, was that forgettable. I think there was some dialogue that mentioned about stolen underwear. So you mentioned stolen underwear in a Doom movie, where your lead character is a woman who carries a BFG and it's like twice her size, and the effects look cheap. Bad. There was definitely some bad green screen as well. So yeah, Doom Annihilation. Yeah, I'm trying to save it because I haven't. I want to save when I do because I haven't done full rants on these other movies, so I want to save the details more. So, but yeah, I'll save the details when I do full rants on it because I want to get more details when I do that. But it just is mind-boggling. You waste all this money, especially if we save on Sci-Fi Channel, which Sci-Fi Channel hasn't done crap in how long. So, Doom Annihilation is just another joke of a sci-fi film, and just you waste all your money instead of doing a one that's like hardcore Henry point of view style, and just I don't understand the point. That's the point is I don't see why it has to be so that hard. It just kills me when they just do crap like this. Doom Annihilation, yeah. Anything where you don't put Annihilation in your title because it ends up sucking, just like Mortal Kombat Annihilation did. See, I don't know what's worse, this or Mortal Kombat Annihilation, because these two are both pieces of garbage. Doom Annihilation, yeah, I want to be annihilated right now. I'll leave right now to go be annihilated. That's why I want to go to walk away. But hey, I know what I get myself into when I do my list, and it's all painful to watch. So that's number 9. Number 8. Now my brother thinks it's a good movie. I don't. Once again, we agree and disagree. He likes the first It movie. I don't. Yeah, and I said It, so it means hence number 8, It Chapter 2. I don't see what's so scary about this. I don't get the praise for it. I don't find what's so scary about it. I don't find what's so horror-like about it. Bill Skarsgård, he gets. I don't get why Bill Skarsgård gets all this praise for playing as Pennywise the Clown. I never see it. I never understand it. He's just trying way too hard to be so scary, trying to be better than Tim Curry was. I'm sorry, to me Tim Curry is the best Pennywise, and you don't have to you don't have to look all that full scary to look like, just be like a simple clown look was how Tim Curry was. He looked like just an ordinary clown. Yeah, and he has some fang teeth. You don't have to make a CGI bigger teeth to make it more scary. And the cast of the adults of the Losers Club. I mean, James McAvoy, he's trying, but I also think I remember when seeing that I think he let some of his accents slip out a couple times. Jessica Chastain as Beverly, she's trying, and Bill Hader as Richie. I mean, the whole cast is trying, but I can't blame it. It's just the script that fails every one of them. So, let's say Bill Skarsgård is trying way too hard to be so scary? What's so scary about him? Tim Curry growing up, he scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid watching the miniseries, especially when he killed Georgie, in the sewer. That was one of the scary moments I've seen growing up. That part scared the crap out of me. That was scary. Here, what's so scary about it? About this Pennywise. I never understood for the whole praise for this new Pennywise. And more bad things about CGI, and especially with the one with a crazy old crazy lady. What you saw in the first trailer when Jessica Chastain was there. And the thing is, it was. This is why I get more details, because I've seen it. This sticks more in my brain. That's why. It's way too predictable. I can predict all the scares are gonna happen. What's gonna happen? Oh, this is gonna happen. Oh, that's gonna happen. Yeah, I saw that coming miles away. And people bitch about the ending of the miniseries, of how the finale of the miniseries was, how that ended. People bitched about that, and this ending is any better? How they kill Pennywise? I never see it. And then one other thing, this film was way too long. Did not need to be close to 3 hours long. Not 3 hours, but close to 3 hours. Like, what was it, 2 hours and 45 minutes? This film did not need to be that long. It did not to be. The first It movie sucked. This one I think is even worse. It Chapter 2, or if people don't like this film, I understand they call it Shit Chapter 2. That's what symbolized. It's shit. Shit Part 1 sucked. Shit Chapter 2 sucked. I don't need to go more for on this one. That's all I need to say about It Chapter 2. Way too long, and it's boring, not scary. To me, it's not scary. I don't get what's so scary about it. I know, and I understand. I know it was just straining me just talking about this, but at the end of the day, these are just movies. They're just to entertain us. But whether they're that bad, what's for me to be so entertained by if they're not good. But like I said, at the end of the day, they're just movies. But like I say, if you like It Chapter 2, some people do. That's your opinion. I don't. I don't like It Chapter 2. People do. We agree to disagree. But that's number 8. Number 7. Another one I have right here. Captain Marvel. Recently, Marvel's has been, their track record hasn't been that great. Has not been that good at all. The past couple of years. I mean, let's see. Well, I ranted on Black Panther. I hated Black Panther. This film, Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, Avengers: Infinity War, and this too. So, Brie Larson, I liked her in Kong Skull Island. Here, she was just a motionless, bland. Well, that's the thing where she was emotionless. It was like her performance the whole entire time. This face here. Although there was a slight chuckle for me when she was fighting against the Skrulls on the ship, and one was like growling or screaming at her, and she goes, "Bah!" right back at him. I got a slight chuckle out of that. Slight. But the rest of the film was just this whole performance right here. Blank piece of wood. Wooden. And Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, young Nick Fury. And the one thing is, this is how Nick Fury was when he was younger, but he goes goo goo gaga over a cat, like you saw in the trailer. Oh, aren't you the cutest little thing? This is the Nick Fury that later years with Captain America, he's so being a hard ass on. he goes here. This is Nick Fury. He's goo gaga over a cat, and one thing is more insulting how Nick Fury how he loses his eye. The insulting part, how he loses his eye. He loses his eye to Goose the cat, or Flerken, because it's not really a cat, it's an alien cat called a Flerken. But yeah, that's how he loses his eye, to a cat, which makes the thing that one scene in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, when he was talking to Captain America, he was like, the last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye. Remember that scene in Captain America: Winter Soldier? Yeah, that's how he loses his eye. He gets his eye scratched out by a cat. So yeah, so last time he trusted somebody, he lost an eye because he trusted a cat. So they kind of ruined that little scene right there in Winter Soldier. And how we came up with the name Avengers is because it was a nickname for Carol Danvers on the side of her fighter jet. It was like Carol Avenger Danvers. It was on the side of her jet. That's how we came up with the name for Avengers. Named it after her. And the best part of this movie, the best part of this movie was the Skrulls, because I like the Skrulls, the shape-shifting aliens, and yeah, the best part were the Skrulls and Ben Mendelsohn, who I don't know, hey, he was a crappy villain in Ready Player One, and he was a bad villain in Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, but here you think he's the whole time. You may think the Skrulls were the villains, but it's the other way around. It's actually the Kree. So the Skrulls were actually the victims in this. You think they were the villains at the time in the trailer, but the trailer were lies. It did a secret switch. It's the Krees who were the villains, honestly. But Ben Mendelsohn, I thought he did a good job playing Talos, the leader of the Skrulls. Good makeup effects of him, especially other people making look like the Skrulls. Good effects and good looking at how they made the Skrulls look. And Ben Mendelsohn, I thought he did a good job playing Talos. To me, him and the Skrulls were the best part of the movie. The rest of the movie, Carol Danvers, Brie Larson, blank piece of wood, motionless. Nick Fury, what he did with his character, how he loses his eye, and then that's Nick Fury. You buy him being a hard ass on Captain America and Iron Man later years. This is the one who's like, oh, aren't you the cutest little thing? Really? Oh, and there's a scene where there was on an operating table of a dead Skrull on an operating table. Nick Fury literally lifts the blanket to see the thing has a dick. Really? This is the Marvel. Now it's time for I'm starting to get burned out on the Marvel films now because their track record has not been that good. Yeah, I like Thor Ragnarok, and Avengers Endgame. I would say I like better than Captain Marvel. I can say that I like it better than the ones I mentioned that suck. Like I can say Endgame is better than Captain Marvel, better than Infinity War, better than Black Panther, better than Thor: The Dark World, or Iron Man 3. But Captain Marvel just flat out sucked. I thought it was like some of my videos for this stuff. I thought this would be in my top 5 though, but I had some other films that are much worse. So Captain Marvel, yeah, I got a lot of praise, but to me, I don't see the praise. In my opinion, I don't. But I forgot to mention the one good thing it was the opening of the movie. That was like one of the better, besides the Skrulls and Ben Mendelsohn. It was nice that they did the tribute to Stan Lee. For the Marvel intro, is to show many pictures of Stan Lee and his cameos that he had. It was a nice tribute they did with Stan Lee when he passed away. So I'll give another film for that, for the tribute there. But other than that, though, the film flat out sucked. Another crappy Marvel movie. So yeah, Captain Marvel, that's number 7. And the shadiness continues. We get to number 6. Now this was made to splice into episodes, but the minute running time comes up to fully up to a length of a movie. So I'm putting it as a movie, and that is Critters: A New Binge. What can I say about this? Another franchise is getting screwed over. Characters are forgettable, and the film is boring, and the humor jokes are not funny, and the whole concept of when I like this kid who's a half human, half critter, dumb idea, and the one thing that was the most cringing thing in this whole thing, which scarred me, but I'm sure probably it scarred other people too who saw this. You literally see a critter doing it with a woman down there, if you get what I mean. I'm like, really? I was like this. Really? Did I just see a critter do that with a woman down there? I was like this. I was like, what? I was really like this. Just like, what the fuck did I just see? What did I just witness? Did I really see that in a Critters movie? And I like the first 4 Critters. I enjoyed the first 2 movies. 3 and 4 I can deal with. They're all right. You know, they're above average. I was at most. Overall, I do like 3 and 4. But the first 2 are the best ones. But here, me, of course, as a fan of the Critters, another franchise gets screwed over with this dumbness like this. This is another example how franchises get screwed over again. The people just cannot seem to just to leave franchises alone, and they run out of ideas. They cannot come up with new stuff. They have to keep on doing things with older franchises and screwing them up even more like this. And another example for the franchise, Critters. I'm just tired of this, you know. I'm sure a lot of people are. People keep on saying that me or some other people keep on saying the same things over and over again. Just stop doing with these franchises and just leave them alone. There's nothing wrong with letting franchises die. That's why. See, I'm going to go the same thing again. Just wasting my time. But yeah, Critters: A New Binge, Unhinged, New Bitch, whatever. Critters are doing that with that one scene with a woman. How can you not unseen that? If people who probably have seen this before, how can you not undo what you just saw? That was almost. Shouldn't be called a horror. Well, it shouldn't be called a horror movie, but it's sci-fi. But that's like this. Yeah, it was creepy. All right, it was the scariest. It was the scariest thing of the movie. They should just not. I don't know who was the dumbass who came up with who wrote that in a script. Oh, a script. Critter. Doing that with a woman down there. Oh, that's good enough for a script. Stupid. Hey, I hate that. And I know there was another one that came out earlier this year called Critters Attack. I have no desire to see it. After seeing this, I have no desire to seeing that Critters Attack movie. Yeah, this is another piece of trash and that should not have been made. Throw it in a ditch and be buried. Critters Unhinged. A New Binge. Now we're getting to the top 5 now. And speaking with franchises that should be left alone. And I also ranted on this as well. You can check it out. I ranted on this one already. So I don't have to give much details on this one. Rambo: Last Blood. And so I'm sorry to say, I love Stallone. I love Sylvester Stallone, but to me, he should just retire now. stop acting, just retire. Because his track record, excluding his little role in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I liked, it was cool to see him in a Marvel movie, and I like to see more with his character in that. Excluding his role in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, his films since then, like from 2010, the first Expendables movies he's done, had not been all for crap. The two Expendables sequels, 2 and 3, sucked. Grudge Match sucked. Bullet to the Head sucked. Backtrace, a direct-to-video movie he did, sucked. His role as older Rocky in the Creed movies sucked. What else? He hasn't done anything worth a crap in a long time. And another example that, because he played older Rocky in the Creed movie. So what do you think is that he should play an older Rambo for a 5th Rambo film? Which I know they've been doing that for years though. Make a 5th one. Now they haven't. That sucked. Rambo Last Blood. To me, Rambo 4 ended it perfectly. After he went back home, it ended perfectly. You should not have made a 5th one anyway. And especially, I didn't give a crap about any other characters in this movie. The niece, I never gave a shit about her because she died from freaking stupidity. Because I found my father, and Stallone warned her that he was a piece of crap. Don't go there. Oh no, but maybe he changed. Maybe he's changed. And Stallone says people don't change. Some people still have black hearts. Black on their heart, where the fuck the dialogue he said. But no, she still didn't listen. She goes all the way to Mexico. And when she finally meets him, throws her on her ass. Tells her to get lost. It's like, he was right. And then gets her ass captured and drugged up like something stolen out of Taken. With the bad guys trafficking the women, filling them with drugs and stuff. Same thing here. And then Stallone, by the time he does save her, she dies anyway. So overall, she died for her freaking stupidity. Her stupidity caused her to get killed, and there's no reason for me to care or like about this girl. No reason for me to like her because she died from her stupidity and for not listening in the first place. And the villains were completely forgettable and lame, and although I did like the bit more where it becomes a bit of a slasher when Stallone was killing the bad guy, killing the mercenaries in the tunnels, becomes a little bit Jason Voorhees. Although why he had tunnels underneath this property in the first place, I don't know. They don't explain it. And they rehash Brian Taylor's score from Rambo 4 in a very shitty way, and they repeat the same note. When the scene where in the barn where Rambo gets his arrow and pins the guy to the wall, you get that same exact type of note when Rambo did his arrow scene against when he saved those people in Rambo 4 before shooting the one in the head and falls in the water and blows up. That one scene, they rehashed that one same piece of score note into that one scene in that film, in Last Blood, when he did pin the mercenary to the wall in the barn. The other characters are forgettable. That one reporter was forgettable. The villains are forgettable. Let's say older Stallone as Rambo. That was not. And plus, it was weird to see Rambo, short hair without his mullet. Well, I don't want to see more. I get more details because I've already ranted on this one already, so you can check it out. So I'm more detailed on that. So. Rambo Last Blood, especially, I love Stallone, one of my favorite actors. I'm a huge fan of his. I love the Rambo movies. The four are great. Why it ended up, especially 4 ended up perfectly. You did not need to make a 5th Rambo film. Fuck this one, and it's an insult to Rambo. And especially, my dad has not seen. My dad, he's also a fan of Rambo. he hasn't seen this new one. I told him, don't go see it. This is going to end up ruining it for you. So I told him not to see it. And he hasn't seen it, so he listened to me. Because he's a fan of Rambo. Especially, that's everything I brought up from the franchise, with Stallone, what Rambo was that came up from the first film, and then with his friend Richard Crenna, and then all the way up to the fourth film. Ruined. So yeah, Rambo Last Blood. Okay. Although I do give it another thing, they didn't. I'll give him this though, and the reason why this isn't number 1 or number 2 or number 3, because, like I said in my review, I give credit that I'm not overall as mad because they did not kill off Rambo, which surprised me. The same thing like they didn't kill off Rocky in Creed 2. So I give credit to that. They did not. I thought they were going to kill them off, and they didn't for both characters, and they didn't. So I was surprised by it. They proved me wrong on that. So yeah, he's still alive in this, but the film still sucked. Man. So that's number 5. Yeah, sorry about that cut there. I had to stop and get a drink, so. Didn't want my throat to dry out because I'm talking crap about all these movies. Alright, so now where are we? So that was number 5, Rambo Last Blood. Number 4, what's number 4? Oh, yeah. Number 4. Which I knew was going to be on this list even before they came out, so I was right. Number 4. Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. God damn. To me, this whole trilogy ruins the original movies. Now, I didn't grow up too much. I watched the original trilogy, yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, but I didn't watch too much of it. To the point I was a huge fan of Star Wars. Now, I've always been more a fan of Star Trek, more than Star Wars. But I do remember watching the original trilogy a few times growing up as a kid. Return of the Jedi, always been my favorite. Same with my dad. Me and my dad, we both love Return of the Jedi. It's our favorite ones. This stupid trilogy, it was a mistake for Disney to buy Lucasfilms, and now they completely ruined the franchise. This is another franchise that is totally ruined. Especially this trilogy, it completely ruins the original trilogy. The original trilogy, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, especially Return of the Jedi, are now officially pointless. They're pointless and they don't matter no more. Especially the ending of Return of the Jedi, because hey, the Empire is back. He's alive still. So that makes Darth Vader's redemption, saving his son, no, pointless. His whole redemption, pointless. He died for nothing. Saving his whole son, nothing. And how is he still alive after all these years? Doesn't explain it. Despite being thrown down that whole shaft and being exploded, even on the Death Star they got exploded as well. Double tap there. How he's alive, doesn't explain it. Oh, and the whole theory is, he's a clone. Oh, if he's a clone, why didn't he just make 50 more clones of himself and spread more terror across the galaxy? If he's that powerful to make clones of himself. Well, like I said, they don't explain it. And so no more problems and what was as I said before, it makes the whole original trilogy pointless because the Empire is twice as bigger or 10 times bigger or whatever, and the dumb whole thing is that he had all this whole army of how many Star Destroyers hidden away if he had him hidden away, if he was alive all this time and he had him hidden away same time as well, why didn't you just use the Rise Mode to begin with and destroy every single planet? Because each of these Star Destroyers had these cannons to destroy planets anyway. All that there's so much stuff here in this movie that does not make any freaking sense. Some more stupid stuff. Like with Finn. You know, the whole thing when if people are saying, if people are talking about this whole thing, he wanted to tell Rey something. I gotta tell you something. Oh, they'll bring it up later. Never brings it up. He never brings up what he wanted to tell her. Of course, the theory was he wanted to tell that he loved Rey, and there's another thing which probably seeing in there, he's Force sensitive. All of this stuff that doesn't make any sense. They don't. All this stuff that don't make any freaking sense in this movie, and let alone another stupid idea of the Force healing. This idea they bring out of nowhere. All of a sudden, there's Force healing now. Like, Rey was able to heal Kylo Ren. Yeah, I call him Kylo Ren. When he was about to die, all of a sudden she just healed him like that. Or if she healed him like that, and then later he goes Ben. He's now as his real name, Ben Solo. He's able to heal her from death, and then he dies. So what? So the Rey's much more powerful than he is. That way she doesn't die. And why is also when he dies, he disappears, then Carrie Fisher's Leia's body then disappears because she died before then, but her body was there long enough as soon as his body disappears, and all of a sudden now her body disappears as soon as he dies. Well, because their family, so it's related. What else freaking else? And they throw all of these wayfinders out of nowhere. Although I do give credit to a couple of things. Of course, the special effects are great as usual. Like I said for like all the previous films, good special effects, but that does not mean everything. You can't just win a movie over with just great special effects. Besides the whole stupid thing with Finn, you'll say, I gotta tell you something. At least he wasn't treated as more of a joke like it was in the previous film, Last Jedi. He did a couple of things he was to do. He did a couple of things, so he wasn't totally useless. I do give credit for that as well. And also, speaking with effects, there was a little bit of practical stuff in there, so that's something I do give a little bit of a little credit there as well. There was some practical stuff, but with other characters, the stupid stuff that doesn't make a lot of things that don't make sense, they don't answer to. Harrison Ford, because he hit him with an unshaved. Clearly, he hasn't shaved. Shows how much he gives a crap about how he doesn't care about his coming back as Han Solo, because when he died, he was clean shaven. But when he comes back as a ghost, he's beard, a little bit of a beard there, so he doesn't care about shave. So many things in this movie. This is the whole point of with this signify with this. Oh, another I forgot to say that I give another credit to, which they did not kill off Lando. I thought they were going to kill him off a while back because they killed off all the original characters like Han Solo, Leia, and Luke Skywalker. I thought they were going to do the same thing with Lando, but no, they didn't. He's still alive. He got to fly the Millennium Falcon with Chewie. So, okay, but they brought him back because for the nostalgia. That's what he was there for. just so much things that just. And it's not the end, and like in the trailer, it's not the end of the saga. That's a lie, because they're gonna end up making more. So much things, like, how was this? The Emperor was still alive. Why bring back the Emperor? Oh, nostalgia. That's the thing. Why bring back the Emperor? Nostalgia. And the point I was bringing before. They did not need. It was a mistake for the buy Disney be bought out them, buy them out, and now they just ruined the whole original trilogy. They're pointless and meaningless, and they don't matter no more. The prequels I'm not a fan of, though, are better than this trilogy. Even the animated Clone Wars from 2008, I'm not big on, though. I still think it's still better than this trilogy. Or even the TV show. And I'm not also overall a big fan of the Star Wars, the Clone Wars TV show, too. The best part of that show was the character Ahsoka. You know, Ahsoka Tano. She was the best part of the show. But even that, her character is much better than anything in this whole entire trilogy. Lots of it doesn't make no sense. Do not need to bring back the Emperor because it makes Darth his insult, because it was an iconic moment when Darth Vader finally redeems himself to kill the Emperor. So his death and redemption part is pointless now. And this is the thing, the whole love story. Like, also now Rey loves Ben. How? You think the whole time they were trying to go for it, especially in Force Awakens with Rey and Finn, but that doesn't go nowhere. But also why she likes Ben Solo now. Another thing, doesn't explain it. And why did Rey call General Leia Master? Did we see her train her? I don't know why she called her Master. And there was this little droid at the BB-8 and R2-D2 after this little droid. Why was it there? Didn't need to be in it. There's another point, especially with the. I'm getting burned out on Marvel movies. Well, this is before that, but I am tired of Star Wars now. I am so done with Star Wars. I hated every single new Star Wars film, from Force Awakens to Rogue One, Last Jedi. Which to me, Last Jedi, that's the worst Star Wars movie, because it made Luke. One of the big reasons is because it made Luke Skywalker a freaking asshole, a douchebag. Oh, there's another thing. Speaking of Luke Skywalker, when Rey throws away the lightsaber, and he comes back as a ghost, and he's able to catch it. A ghost catches the lightsaber. If he, like I said, how does a ghost catch something that's a physical object? No, once again, stuff that doesn't make no sense. But yeah, I was thinking Star Wars Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars. It makes Luke Skywalker look like a freaking asshole. And yeah, I say everything after that. Then Solo, a Star Wars story, is a pointless prequel too. And this one now. Although I would technically say this one's the best of all the other ones, though, but that's not saying much. It's a shitty title as well. Rise of Skywalker. Oh yeah, because by the end of the movie, she now calls herself Skywalker. I'm so done with Star Wars. I'm tired of Star Wars. Star Wars now is now an overrated franchise now. It's an overrated franchise. I don't want to see no more Star Wars movies. It was a mistake for Disney to buy Lucasfilms. It was also dumb on Lucas's part for giving it to them. Because the original, it said makes the original trilogy pointless now. I cannot erase that from my mind now. Thanks a lot, Disney, for ruining Star Wars. That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm sad. Sad to say, I'm also getting tired of Disney now, and it's a great shame because I loved Disney growing up. I did. I loved Disney growing up. It was a childhood thing, and I liked it all. And I liked Disney after that for a number of years, and after this, like up until today, basically. And I was getting to the point I'm getting tired of Disney now. I'm tired of the Star Wars movies, and starting to get burned out of the Marvel movies now, and the live action remakes as well. God. See, this is what it's doing me now, because this more I keep talking about it, so Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, that's number 4. Gotta keep on going. I'm just gonna keep on going. I don't want to make this an hour thing. But like I said, people like Rise of Skywalker, that's up to you. If you like it, that's good. But not to me. Number 3. I think this one I said was this one I also ranted on during the month of October for Halloween month. I ranted on this one. Number 3, Dark Phoenix. There's another franchise I'm tired of now. I'm tired of the freaking X-Men movies. I'm glad this is the last one. I'm glad this film bombed. I don't want to see more. I was interested in seeing the New Mutants. I wish I would have had that instead of seeing this. Which they said that they're gonna release a new trailer in a few days. We'll see on that. But I was interested in seeing, which they kept on delaying it for 3 years now. Instead we get this shit. Dark Phoenix is easily the worst of the franchise. The whole cast, I'll give credit, the whole cast, except for James McAvoy, I thought his performance as Professor X was a bit better than it was in the previous ones. So I'll give him that. But the girl who played Jean Grey sucked big time. And I'm tired of saying that Jennifer Lawrence is mistaken. Glad she got killed. The villain was beyond lame. Jessica Chastain, once again with the change of James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain from It Chapter 2. Jessica Chastain, she was such a beyond a lame villain. This alien, such a lame villain, and the whole thing the fight scenes were lame, beyond lame. And especially with Mystique and Beast, he treat Professor X like shit. Which I felt sorry for him because I don't blame for what he did to Jean Grey when she was a girl. Oh yeah, you killed your mom in the process, but I'm gonna hide that for you. Yeah, I don't blame him. I understood why he hid that from her. And yet Mystique and Beast are treating Professor X like shit, Especially the stupid thing with the whole shuttle sequence. Nightcrawler, he doesn't need a suit, but he just needs a helmet with duct tape, which is stupid. But yet Jean Grey, she doesn't need a suit. She's in a spaceship, no suit on, but yet she's fine and dandy without a suit on in space. And the whole thing doesn't make any sense how she gets the Phoenix power. She already had it in Apocalypse when she destroyed Apocalypse. So it's an off and on switch. She had the power in Apocalypse, but here this is how she gets the power. From the solar flares? Doesn't make no sense. And then of course we do the Mystique showing saying this dumb thing to Professor X. Oh, we should change it to X-Women because women are always saving the men. No, you didn't, you bitch. During the whole thing, you sat your ass on a plane while Quicksilver and Nightcrawler saved the astronauts from the shuttle. All you did was sit your ass and watch. So your comment on that part didn't make no sense because it was 2 guys who basically saved the day. I'm glad she got killed off, so I don't have to see any more of Jennifer Lawrence. And the whole fight scene at the end on the train was lame, and the whole when she's lifting the whole train up, bad CGI, and the whole thing when she flies off and then Xavier retires and they changed the school name to Jean Grey School for the Gifted. Which doesn't make no sense, because in X-Men Days of Future Past, Charles Xavier, as Patrick Stewart, he was still there as the head of the school, and it was not changed to Jean Grey. And Famke Johnson was there as older Jean Grey. So again, they essentially this is like I said, I rant on this. This is the director. This director is who directed this movie. He wrote on the other X-Men movies. So did not see or hear when he was writing the script for Days of Future Past and when he directed this movie? Did he not know about remember his own crap that he wrote on? Hello, do you not think about that when you change the freaking crap around when they altered the future or the past? This film has literally caused me pain now because I just swallowed my own burp, you can say, and now it just caused me pain now. See this film does me. Where is the freaking thing? I have the DVD right here. Give me that. Give me the shit. Yeah, this film caused me physical pain just now. It just caused me to have a chest pain. This film right here. This is the worst Star Wars film. I hate this movie with a passion. This is the worst X-Men film. I'm tired of seeing X-Men films. Well, so I'll wait on the New Mutants because I wish I would have got that instead of this. Shit. Fuck Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I blatantly said that, yes. Because that film pisses me off the well, not yet. But that still pissed me off. That's number 3. Now getting to number 2. Yet again, another franchise that... Calm down. Another franchise that should stop. And there's another film that I'm glad this film... Another one that I'm glad that bombed. They should just stop... They should stop doing any more of these. Terminator Dark Fate. Dark franchise... Or dumb it's now a dumb franchise now. Terminator, dumb franchise. Again, makes, like with Rise of Skywalker, it makes the original trilogy pointless. This film makes the first 2 movies utterly pointless. What is this whole thing of this newer shit trying to destroy older previous movies? Are they people are doing this on purpose, thinking, "Oh, new film, new over old. Let's write this stuff here, make this movies, and ruin the old movies." Oh, Star Wars this new Star Wars trilogy. Let's just ruin the original trilogy. Now this one, let's take this one and ruin the first 2 movies. Because that's what it did. Because kill off John Connor. Because there's other new savior, this girl. So what was the point of especially Terminator 2, of keeping John Connor alive from the T-1000 if he was just gonna die while this girl was also a savior? So what was the point of all that? It would make Terminator 2 utterly pointless. What was the point of keeping John Connor alive when this other one was also a savior? Oh, instead of Skynet, it's called Legion. Same thing, but it's called a different name. And Linda Hamilton, she looks bored out of her mind. Doesn't want the way she looks. She doesn't want to be there. She looks so bored out of her mind. And Arnold, stop. Like with Sylvester Stallone with Rambo: Last Blood. Arnold, love Arnold, but once again, please retire. Stop taking more. Stop taking more in franchises that you already have. Terminator Genesis sucked big time. Now, what did I say this is worse than Terminator Genesis? I don't know. It's equally as bad. But this one, it makes the first 2 movies pointless, though. And especially also with Arnold as this Terminator, he grew a conscience because he saved this woman. Doesn't that make what Michael Biehn said in the first movie? It's a Terminator. It feels no pity, no remorse, and no pity, no remorse, no fear. Well, it's definitely this Terminator did in this movie. It felt pity for this woman who was getting beaten. Now all this time of years was taking care of the woman as a girl. and now all of a sudden there's this Terminator that can part cyborg, and now can just turn to liquid and to multiply into another one. And the girl, the savior, never gave a shit about her. Never did. Although I thought there was a female, well, not sort of like a, it's sort of like Sam Worthington was in Terminator Salvation. He said he was human, but also turned like a part cyborg, like a human machine as well. Saying that he was human. Same thing with this woman here is protecting the savior. This new savior. I mean, you saw that got something like that in like that TV show, Terminator Chronicles. God damn, this is how Dark Phoenix really caused me physical pain right here. This is just good. This is making my eyes hurt now. My eyes are itching now. This is really making me. I mean, yeah, this is the top three. This caused me physical harm now. Dark Phoenix caused me physical harm. Now Terminator starting to make my eyes all watery now because it wants me to cry myself to sleep, so I can forget about these. God damn. I'm glad this is another example. I'm glad this film bombed. When these big budget films bomb, it's waving a red flag saying stop making these movies from past. Well, X-Men was continued, but Terminator and Tim Miller. I like the first Deadpool, but Tim Miller here, with the interviews he said, he's an idiot. And I'm glad that Ryan Reynolds fired him from directing the second Deadpool film and brought back one of the co-directors of the first John Wick movie. I give him credit to that. I'm glad he fired his ass from directing the second film, because the guy is an idiot. And also, especially like I said, bad CGI. Like with Dark Phoenix, bad CGI as well, and it kept ripping off so many things from the first. Well, actually, not the first one. I kept saying, rip off so many things from Terminator 2, and stop ripping off good movies as well. This goes to show they have run out of ideas, so they start ripping off good things from good movies. I hate Terminator Dark Fate. I hate it with a passion. Same with Dark Phoenix. Stop. No more Terminator films. Same with Star Wars. No more Star Wars movies. No more Terminator movies. No more stuff from the past. Terminator Dark Fate. And now getting to finally number one. I made this clear a whole bunch of times in my previous videos. I made this clear already. What was number one? So I've said this before. Number one, The Lion King. One of the most insulting movies I've ever seen in my life. Because The Lion King from 1994, the original, is an all-time Disney masterpiece / classic, childhood favorite of mine, and one of my all-time favorite films of all time. This insulted me so much. I did a big old tirade rant on this movie. You can check it out. So I don't need to go too much on it. It's literally 99% of the movie was just straight up copied and pasted and made it live action. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not live action. It's animated. Yeah, because it said it's the highest grossing animated movie of all time. I'm sorry. Once again, I don't count that. But what's the point of making it look live action, full realistic if you call it animated? If you want to say it's make it animated, then make it like a freaking CG anime, like with the Pixar movies. Instead of the traditional hand drawing for the original was. I'm sorry. It's not animated. It's live action. To me, the first Frozen is still the highest grossing animated film of all time. I don't count this being the highest grossing animated film of all time. And what's the point of making it calling it live action if you're saying it's animated? I'm sorry. Whatever you say, you agree or disagree. To me, it's not highest grossing animated film. It's still the first Frozen movie, and I don't count that. It still bugs me about that crap. It's a straight up copied and paste. Most of everything is copied and paste, and it's so soulless and so heartless. It doesn't capture any of that from emotion or heart of the first one. It just sucked everything, all life out of the original. And the animals, yeah, because animals are real life, have no emotions. That's why all the animals are bland, boring, emotionless face. Because, like I said before in my review, if it's real life, animals don't have those emotions. That's why they made them look so wooden looking. Yeah, this film was one of the most heartless, soulless, life-sucking films I've ever, as well as insulting I've ever seen. That's why I said before a whole bunch of times in my reviews when I mentioned it's still number one because it's especially an insult to one of my most childhood favorite movies of all time. And this is why I'm getting tired of Disney now. So tired of it. To the point I want to be done with Disney. Because with freaking Star Wars and getting burned on the Marvel movies, and I'm getting like tired of the live action remakes now. Although I will still say, I will still say because of the next video. But Dumbo, to me, it's better than this. It's twice as better than this, and better than let alone the Aladdin movie. So, because Dumbo at least looks like the least offensive. But Dumbo, yeah, from 2019, Tim Burton's Dumbo is better, twice as better than The Lion King, let alone the Aladdin remake. Yeah, so fuck The Lion King. I hate that movie with a passion. So there you have it. I don't need to go further on it because you can check out my big old rant on that. So yeah, that's my top 10 list for the worst movies of 2019 for me. So I'll start with number 10, Hellboy. Number 9, Doom Annihilation. 8, It Chapter 2. 7, Captain Marvel. 6, Critters New Binge. 5, Rambo Last Blood. 4, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. 3, Dark Phoenix. 2, Terminator Dark Fate. And number 1, The Lion King. Oh my god, now I'm over an hour in. I didn't want to make this over an hour long. But yeah, like I said, but if you agree with me, that's good. If you disagree, that's fine. If you like any of these movies, that's fine too. Like I said, we agree or disagree. This is my list, and it's in my opinion. To me, all these movies sucked. Big time. So, at least finally got that out of the way. Now I can finally go to praise my top 10 list of 2019. So, hope you enjoyed my big rant on these worst pieces of crap movies 2019. So then next time we'll get to my best of 2019 now. Like I said, all in my opinion. Later.